getting all wrapped up because it's blooming cold. Oh, that's a good cuppa. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a sit down video that is not me rambling on about my life. Hallelujah, let's all be very happy about that. So I am going to do a January and February favourites this week. It's now March, which is insane. Like, I cannot believe that it is March. So I thought it was about time for me to sit down and do a favourites video. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a long time. And really, I haven't actually done one, well, for like 4 months really. I did one for 2017. I think I did anyway. You know what, if I'm honest, I can't remember. It's either been 2 or it's been 4 months since I've done one of these videos, but I'm very excited to be sat down and doing like a normal video for you guys. Okay, so I am going to get straight into it. I've got a couple of products in front of me and then just some general things that I want to chat about. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of get straight in. So makeup wise, I have 2 products that I have been loving since Christmas. Both of these I got like around Christmas time. So one I got for Christmas and the other one I bought myself after Christmas. The one I bought myself is the Rimmel London Insta Fix and Matte Translucent Powder. Now yes, I know it's just a facial powder. What a silly thing to include in a favourites. But I love this. It's so good. And I think the main reason that I love it is because it is translucent. There is no colour to it. And I find that this time of year, it's really hard for me to colour match to my skin. I'm slightly olive toned anyway, so like sometimes my foundations don't match. And to then put a powder over the top that is coloured can make my skin look really different to like the rest, like if my arms and my neck, things like that. So I love this because there is no colour to it. It matches what you've already got on your skin, and it's really, really good at mattifying. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of too keen on products that really mattify. I've got quite oily skin, so I find it really useful, and I think this one lasts the longest through, like, compared to the other ones that I've tried out. So yeah, I absolutely love this. As you can tell, I've already hit pan. I'm definitely running out of this. I'm going to use every single last bit of this that I can do before going out and buying a new one. I wanted to try a few more powders, but I feel like I'm just going to end up continuously buying this one because it's so good. And because it's Rimmel, it's really affordable. I got this in like a 3 for 2 deal, and you can just get it from like Boots or Superdrug, so really, really good. The second product is a little bit of a funny one for me because it's not something that I would kind of associate with what I wear makeup wise or something that I would love, but it's a liquid eyeliner. I've never really worn liquid eyeliners. I've never really been able to do it, but since I moved to London, I kind of thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. I've got a few new products. I got this for Christmas, as I said. I've got a few new products, I'll give it a go, and this product has made it so easy to like learn how to do eyeliner. I still need to play around with it a little bit more, so to like do cat eyes, things like that, but this product has just made it so easy. It stays on so well, and basically I haven't said what the product is yet, but it is the Soap and Glory Super Cat liquid black eyeliner pen, and it's so good. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so it won't focus on it, but it's just like a normal liquid eyeliner. It's got a cap on it which like goes on really like strong, and oh, there we go. It's like a proper like felt tip pen end. It's so good. It goes on so nicely. The end doesn't dry out, which is a problem that I've had with quite a few of my old ones that I've tried out kind of in the past. So the end doesn't dry out. It's so good. It goes on so easily, and it literally takes me about 10 seconds per eye to kind of whack this on, and I just feel like it makes my looks look a little bit more put together. So like today I've got ready for work because after I filmed this I'm going straight over to work, and I just whacked a little bit of this on with like my normal everyday makeup, and it just makes me feel and look a little bit more put together and kind of ready for the day. So yeah, again, that is a super affordable product. I got it as part of a gift set at Christmas, but it's Soap and Glory, so you can get it from Boots, and it's just like so good. Okay, and on to skincare. So kind of the first thing that I thought about when I knew that I wanted to do a favourites video was a cleanser, and it is this one here. This is the Body Shop Vitamin E Cream Cleanser, and I am so in love with this product. I've mentioned quite a lot in the past, I have quite sensitive skin, I have acne prone skin, I'm being treated for that, and I don't like to use really harsh products on my skin. So for me to take makeup off and kind of get a good cleanse, I like to use gentle products but that really work. And I got this just before I moved to London actually, and it's been like my shower cleanser, but it means that I use it in the morning as well, and I love it. It's so gentle, it's so creamy, it feels like it hydrates my skin, it doesn't smell bad, it's not a bad price, and like a little goes a long way. I really like this. I think the Body Shop products in general are just so good. I've used quite a few in the past and I've just kind of started to get back into it again. So I have a couple of products that I'm using at the moment, but this by far for me has been kind of the standout product at the moment, and I'm just really enjoying using it. I feel like my skin's really benefiting from me using it, and yeah, I'm really happy with this. I can't believe it's taken me so long to try out a Body Shop cleanser, but I really like this one. Secondly is a mask. I have been trying to pamper my skin a little bit the last kind of month. I was keeping up with my routine over Christmas and things like that. Since moving down to London, I've kind of felt like I abused my skin a little bit in January because I didn't pamper it too much, and London is harsh. Like on your skin, it's so harsh getting on and off the underground, or everything that's kind of floating around in the air down there, the pollution when you're walking around, and I think my skin has really kind of been affected by that. So as I've said, and I've said previously in other videos, my skin is sensitive. I've got all these kind of issues that are ongoing with it, and I think the London lifestyle hasn't been agreeing with me the best. It's new water type to get used to, it's, as I said, all the pollution and things, it's the new lifestyle. So there's quite a lot of things to take into consideration, and I've kind of thought this last few weeks I really need to start taking care of my skin again and having weekly, if not kind of a couple of times a week sessions where I'll use face masks, both to cleanse because I think it needs that from the pollution and the underground and things, but also to hydrate, because as well in London at the moment it is so bitterly cold. Like looking outside, we're on day 3 of snow. It's not snowing at the moment, but it's still all over the ground. I think it was -4 last night when I went to sleep, and at the moment it's -1. It's been like that kind of throughout the day all the time, and it's very harsh. So I think my skin is being affected by that as well. So one of the products that I have been using kind of the last couple of weeks, but predominantly this week as well to kind of get some more moisture back into my skin, is the Liz Earle Intensive Nourishing Treatment Mask. Now I got this little one as a sample when I did an order. Gosh, it must have been a while ago because I haven't ordered from Liz Earle in so long. And I've kind of been putting off using this because I have other hydration masks that you like leave on overnight and things, whereas this is one that you have to wash off. So I've been putting off using this, but I kind of thought the last kind of week, 2 weeks, that it would be worth cracking it out when the weather's like this. And oh my gosh, this mask is so lovely. So I put this on just like a normal mask, leave it on for about 15-20 minutes. Your skin soaks in quite a lot of it, but then you do have patches where it's still sat on the skin. So I'll then go wash my face with a muslin cloth, get any excess off, any that's kind of sat in my pores, I'll take that off. And I do really think that my skin has benefited from me using this. I'm not as dry, I'm like the patches where I used to get dry are being more hydrated, and just kind of overall it's really helping, I think. As I said, I've only got a little tube of it, so I think I'm going to have to go and purchase a full size of this, because it's really good. And I think for London and when it's cold, but also when it's warm, because your skin can dry out in kind of both climates, something like this is a must, and it's so good. And kind of pairing this with then a cleansing mask and like an overnight treatment mask as well has just been doing my skin like the world of good. It's just helped so much. Okay, and my next one is a body one, again hydration based, a bit of a boring one, but it's bio oil. I've been using this since just after Christmas. My dog very kindly got very excited about seeing me when was it? Like just after we got back from New York, I think, and left me with quite a nice cut on my leg, just from his claws. He wasn't kind of intending to, obviously, he just got excited and scratched me. And unfortunately that has scarred slightly, so I've now got a lovely scar down my leg, and I started using this to try and kind of get rid of that. Bio oil is really good for like stretch marks, scars, that kind of thing. And I kind of thought, as I was putting it on that area, why not just kind of do everywhere else as well? It's cold, it's winter, your skin needs the hydration anyway, so just kind of why not whack it on your entire leg or your entire arm. So that is what I've been doing since just after Christmas, and it's so good. It soaks in really nicely, but then if you wake up in the morning and have a shower or whatever, you can feel the excess coming off, so your skin's not kind of taking in too much. Really nice. As I said, bio oil is a really random one to feature in a favourites. It's a bit of a boring one, and I mean, it's not high-end beauty or anything, but for me this has been really good the last couple of months, and I'm hoping to kind of start seeing improvement in my scar soon as well. So we'll kind of see how it goes, but in terms of hydration, this has been doing so well. Okay, my last physical favourite to show you is another one that's a little bit weird. In fact, it is quite strange, but I live in London now, and there is germs everywhere, and I'm constantly on and off the tube and holding on to like the handrails that everybody else has held on to, and I'm not a germaphobe, but I'm like a teeny tiny bit of a germaphobe. I'm very aware that I don't want to kind of get germs on my face or get ill, especially this time of year and things like that. So my next favourite is a hand sanitizer. Who features a hand sanitizer in the favourites video? Me. So weird, I know. This is one of the ones that I got from Bath and Body Works last year. I got it in New York. I can't remember if I featured these in my New York haul. I think I did. This one, if you're wanting to know, is in a little holder. The holder says choose happy on, it's gold, and then if I swizzle this around, oh, try not to drop it, that is the one that I'm using. So the one that I'm using is called Make S'mores Not War. It smells heavenly. Oh, so good. I'm gonna have to put a little bit on. Basically, it's just a normal hand sanitizer. It comes out clear. This one's got little like blue bits in it. I don't know why. I don't know if they're there for a reason or if it's kind of just for like aesthetic purposes, but it just smells, oh, it smells so good. I love food smelling things, which I know some people really don't like, but things like this, so like the s'mores one, so good for me. Absolutely love it. And this I have been kind of switching between bags, so whatever bag I use on like a day, this is always in it. So whether I'm going to work or I'm just nipping up to the shop or I'm going to see a friend, anything, this is in my bag. And I kind of can't believe that we lived so long without little hand sanitizers, because especially living in London, so needed. Okay, so now on to kind of other favourites that aren't necessarily things that I can show you. So overall, the thing that I have been loving the most the last month, I can't say the last 2 months, because I've only been down here for a month, but it's such another sad thing to include in a favourites video. I have been loving having a social life. It's amazing how much difference it can make to how you feel and your outlook on life. Again, it's super cheesy, super like rubbish, but just having friends around and being able to interact with different people. So at home, I mentioned this in my last video, but at home I had friends, but I didn't see them very often. I'm talking like once every month or two. And although the time spent with them, it was quality time and it was always so lovely to see them, I didn't socialise very much really. And as a 23, 24-year-old, it's not the best. I found my life very isolating. So moving down to London, I have just been enjoying so much being able to see friends. And it's friends that I did used to see. They're like my best friends that I live down here with, but I only saw them kind of every few months. And like one of my friends, for example, I used to see like once, maybe twice a year. So it's really nice to be able to spend time with them. So if I come back from work and I want to go to the cinema, I can text one of my friends, I'm over at hers in half an hour, and then we're at the cinema watching a film, and then I can come home. We can go out for some food. I've been meeting up with one of my friends on an evening, like once a week or something, and we've been going out and getting food, and it's just nice to have a catch up with him because I didn't used to see him that often, and just all of these things are just amazing. It's so nice to have plans and to explore such an amazing city with friends and to do normal things that a 23, 24-year-old would be doing with their life. So instead of being sat inside moping around because I'm lonely but have nothing to do, I can talk to friends and go and see them, and it's just been invaluable. I think by far that has been my favourite so far this year, my favourite thing ever. I know that it'll kind of settle down once I've been here for longer. It is still all very new to me, but I have absolutely been loving having a social life and seeing my friends and being able to make plans and make plans for the future, and it's all very exciting and I'm loving it, and it's 100% absolutely my favourite. Okay, and next on to TV shows. I do always like to mention TV shows and films and things. I got quite obsessed with watching things on Netflix after Christmas. I'm not going to lie. It feels like quite a long time ago because so much has happened, but it's really not that long ago. So in January, like January was my binge watching like time, which is, yeah, when I look back I spent a lot of time binge watching TV shows. So yeah, the two TV shows that I binge watched over January, Stranger Things 1 and 2. Oh, that show. And secondly is Black Mirror. So two kind of slightly different shows. Stranger Things I got very kind of into quite late on. Obviously there was all the hype around Stranger Things last year and I didn't buy into it. I didn't have access to Netflix actually at the time. So everybody was on about it and I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And then I finally kind of caved and started watching it. It took a little while for me to get into it, I'm not going to lie. I'd say like a good few episodes. And then I got into it and never wanted it to end. Like when season 2 ended, I was like, no, don't do this to me. I need to keep watching. But it was so good. If you've not yet kind of bought into the hype and started watching it, definitely give it a go and definitely watch past the first few episodes because I think it took me a while to get into it. So like definitely give it a go. It's such a good storyline. The actors are so good and I cannot wait until season 3, which I know is going to be like a long wait, but I cannot wait for it. I actually started re-watching Stranger Things when one of my friends was over this last weekend, and I think we watched like 3 episodes in a row and then we were like, okay, we need to stop now because we've already seen it, we know what happens, but we're just getting so into it. So yeah, Stranger Things, definitely TV show to watch. And then the next one is Black Mirror, which if you know me, like personally, you will know that Black Mirror is probably something that I shouldn't watch. I tend to get very confused at TV shows and films and things. I'm not allowed to watch Inception, for example. My family won't let me watch it, which is quite funny. But yeah, so Black Mirror is a little bit of a confusing show and I think you really need to kind of give it a go. I've had friends that have watched like a few episodes and been like, I just don't understand, it doesn't kind of flow and I've not got into it and all this kind of thing. And I think the main thing with watching Black Mirror is you need to know that each episode is a standalone episode. Like a series is not like a normal series. You watch each episode as its own series basically. It's a bit confusing but it's so good. So I got introduced to it over New Year when I was at my friend's house and I really did not get into it. I think he chose a very bad time to introduce me to Black Mirror. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it was over New Year, I'd had a few drinks, I think it was getting late so I was quite tired and I was just not in the mood to pay attention to a TV show. I was like, can't we just put something on that I've either already seen or I understand? Why are you putting this on when I'm like just not in the mood to focus? So I got introduced to it at New Year. I thought I disliked it because I just couldn't pay attention to it. So it took me a little while to kind of get back into it. So once I'd finished Stranger Things, I went on to Black Mirror at home and I love it. I think I binge watched all of season 3. I started at season 3 I'm now watching season 4 and then I'm going to go back and watch 1 and 2. Because each episode is a standalone episode, you can do that. And I would suggest doing that because I've heard that season 3 is the best one to start on. So, yeah, that's what I was doing. I started on season 3, binge watched, absolutely love it. I've just started watching season 4 again now. I had like a bit of a break, but I'm just getting back into it again now. And I absolutely love it. Like, if you want a TV show that's kind of going to blow your mind a little bit and you've got to sit there and really focus, like you can't sit there on your phone. You have to pay attention to what is happening on screen. So if you want something like that, definitely watch Black Mirror. So good. And it does really make you think as well. There is a lot kind of going on in it that is relatable, and it does make you think about kind of your own life and how things are headed and things. And then I guess there's only really one other thing to mention that has been a favourite, because I've been rambling on for a very long time. So one last thing, and that is cooking. I've mentioned in previous videos that I love cooking, baking, anything like that. I just didn't really get the opportunity while I was at home, because my dad did a lot of it or I was working and things like that. And obviously moving out on your own then means that you are responsible for everything yourself. So you have to cook and clean and blah blah blah. But cooking is something I have missed so much, and I don't think I appreciated how much I missed it until I had to do it again every day. So when I first got here I was a bit like stumped, and I was like, oh my god, what did I used to cook for myself? How am I gonna do this again? And then like last night I was making my dinner and I was just in the kitchen listening to music, cooking, and I was like, this is what I miss. This making good food that I know what's in it and like really enjoying it afterwards. Like, this is good. This is what I have missed. So yeah, cooking has definitely been a favourite of mine. I'm changing up my diet in the next few weeks, and there'll be a separate video on that. And I want to try a lot like of other different things, and I want to spend a bit more time cooking and being a bit more experimental, and that includes kind of going out as well. When I go out and eat, I want to be a bit more experimental with food and things, and I'm just really enjoying it. I'm enjoying spending the time on myself and kind of doing these things and treating myself to good food and knowing what's in it. And I'm loving cooking, which I know some people hate. Some people hate coming home from work and like making a meal, but I really enjoy it, and I can't wait to actually have friends around for food. So far all we've had when people have been around is like easy food or takeaways, and I can't wait for people to come around and cook. Like, I really want to do like a Sunday roast or something like for my friends. I think that would be really, really fun. Okay, and that is everything for this week. A little bit of a rambly favourites video, but would you really expect a video from me that isn't rambly? I mean, come on, would you? So yeah, those are the things that I've been loving the last 2 months. So kind of early winter or like midwinter, what would you call this? Winter 2018. These have been my favourites so far this year. I'm gonna start being a bit more regimented with remembering my favourites, because my gosh, I never do a good job. So I'm gonna start like getting things together now for the next few months. But yeah, this is what I've been absolutely loving, the things I've been reaching for the most. And when I kind of thought, this video is what I'm going to film today, these are the things that automatically popped into my mind. So yeah, that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I will see you next week with another video. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I will see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. Tea break.